Sex line for real, you know.
I like it. Hi!
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine, Dante.
That
That was the name of the play, right? Was it Dante?
was.
It was
It
Dante.
was.
This
I
Dante,
think
y'all.
it was.
We did a play together, and I know we're gonna get into how we know each other, but thank you so much for coming and being a part of this.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here. Look, let me take off this jacket. I gotta get comfortable on the
Okay.
Christine show and all.
Okay. So I'm gonna jump right on in. Like I say, so what do you have going on? I see your Instagram, you pop in and the clothes, designing. I see you doing your thing. Tell me about yourself and the viewers of what you got going on and what you're working on.
So yeah, I'm Ken J. Some know me by Shamar Houston. I'm 28 years old. I am a photographer, model, clothing designer,
Yes.
music artist,
Yes.
a country boy at heart from Alabama. And then I kind of got into the start of everything like back in 2014, and I've just been grinding, doing my thing since then. I'll be featured in a magazine next year. And
Yay!
then prom season is approaching again.
Yes.
Um, this year's about to be crazy. Last year I did 25 prom dresses from scratch in a month
Oh
and a
my
half,
gosh.
and it's just October, and I already have, I think, 18 bookings already.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Amazing.
a major blessing. So it's about to be bananas, and I'm sure God has some more doors that He's about to open.
COVID
So I'm
wear.
just gonna okay. Look, we through with that. We through with that. So yeah, it's everything. It's life is great. I could, but what good is it gonna do? So I won't complain. I'm content with where life is and excited about where it's taking me.
All right. Well, you look happy. You look amazing as always. I said, let me put on something to compliment because I do my thing sometimes, but I said tonight I got to put little accessories and little red lipstick and swaggerish. What you
Listen,
say?
you have never had a problem when it comes to the fashion. I was not concerned.
So basically, like I said, thank you for coming on to my show. And also viewers want to know, how did we meet?
So, when I was living in Atlanta, we both were a part of a play. Don't bring your good booty call to the family breakfast table. I think was the
Yes.
name of it. And no, you called it Dante. My character was Daquan.
Daquan.
I was, I was trying
Daquan.
to think of it when you said. I was like, hold on, no, that wasn't it. Daquan.
Daquan. How can I forget Daquan?
I was the infamous Daquan.
Mm-hmm.
And my role to you, me and you ended up dating at the end, like it was a complete flip from what everybody
Yes.
was expecting. And
Yes.
me and you left with each other, and yeah, we kind of blew my eyes. I had so much fun. Crazy thing is, I was just looking at the video the other day of us backstage singing and cutting up and everything. I was
We
like, we had so much fun that day.
we did, and the fact that we all stay connected. Look at you now, like we're still supporting each other in every way that we
Yeah.
can. Shout out to director London Beverly, like she is doing her thing. She's been a little quiet. I haven't seen her really on Instagram or on Facebook. Have you heard or have you seen or
I haven't. Now I'm gonna have to check in on her because shout out to Miss London. We love her.
Oh my God, yes,
She's amazing at what she does. So super duper energetic.
yes,
Always on go. So yeah,
yeah.
we gotta check in with her, make sure she's good. I hope everything is good with her.
I know we all got our things going on, but it's always good to check in. So,
Yeah.
what made you decide to come on my show? I know you kind of said it, but you can say it again.
You super fly chick, and when I saw that you
Thank
were
you.
doing, I was like, that was super dope. And then you reached out, and I was like, of course, I would come on the show. So I'm super duper proud of you, and congratulations
Yay,
on the
thank
show
you.
and for everything that is yet to come. I'm super proud of you.
Thank you so much. And like I said, let me know if you do any shows. I'm there because you popping. I'm old school. You popping. That's still that still means fine and all that stuff. That is still you popping.
I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best.
You fine. So let's jump into what we're talking about today for the viewers. This is our questions for today. Dealing with the devil, why do we fear the unknown? So much BS. Why do we keep dealing with it? So we're gonna leave it just like that.
Ooh.
All right. So
let's get into some things.
I know, right? All right. So the first question I'm gonna ask you is it because you have low self-esteem that people keep dealing with bullshit? If your self-esteem is low, you won't attract high caliber people into your life or your business. How do you feel about that?
I definitely agree with that statement. Confidence and self-esteem is everything. And when I feel like when you lack that or it's lower, you allow intimidation to take over. You allow fear to take over. Mm-hmm. And when you allow negative things like that to take over, you just won't prosper. What is it? A T.I. said, if your heart's filled with faith, then you can't fear. Ooh. That's a very, very true statement.
Listen.
You just can't grow. And which everyone grows at their own pace, and it takes time to build. Everybody's not built with this burst of energy and confidence. Like, everybody may look at me like right now, I did not have this years ago. So it takes time to build that up.
Yeah. No, you answered that. Yeah.
You
did that. You did that. No, yeah. I tried to. My boyfriend said, let the guests talk, because I can go on and on and on and on and on about it. But what you said is true. And long as you stay focused on what you're doing, the goal is to get better.
Right.
And as we look back last year, the year before that, like last year, and you can tap into it or not if you decide to go there. I see a big drastic difference from last year into this year. I seen it and I was like, you strong. You went through a lot. You are very.
Oh my God. Last year was crazy. The last year of my life has been 2 years has been crazy. But last year was really, really bad. And I literally, you ever used to watch movies or be around adults back in the day and they would just start crying out of the blue or be talking with their friends about how they just started crying? You're like, why did they start crying?
Why are they crying?
I finally realized that when I was coming back from Atlanta last week, and it was this new gospel song that I had just heard. And I had heard it on TikTok, so I downloaded it. So on the way back up the road, it started playing. And out of nowhere, I was in that perfect space that day. Out of nowhere driving, I just burst into tears and could not stop. Aww. And then I sat there, and it was more so I was like, this time last year, I was a mess. And now I'm feeling like the Ken that Shamar was when I was actually in Atlanta. And you know how I was then. I was just, ready to go.
Yes.
So yeah, last year was the devil. It was
look, the devil.
Oh, from the suicide attempt. It was like things were happening back to back. And it was like I didn't have the time to mentally think about everything that happened and try to heal from it before the next thing was happening.
Right.
Because it was like the everything that was going on in my personal life, and then the suicide attempt, and then me and my husband separated, and then my grandma got sick, and then me and my husband moved out, and then she passed away. And it was just like back to back to back, and I was just like, I don't know, it's because my grandma was just like another mother. Like, we lived in the same house for 15 years. So this wasn't just a grandmother, this was my mom. So it was crazy, but whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Look at you.
God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. So here I am today. I'm feeling good. I'm looking good.
Yes, you are. Good. Look at you. I'm looking good. I know that's right.
So it's all on the up and up. So it's all good.
Right. God always will, test you to see how strong your faith is, and look at you.
And you know what else? since you said that, I tell people all the time, when we pray for certain things,
Mhm.
sometimes we pray and expect for things to just happen. Like we're supposed to get it just easy. But what
Right.
we don't realize is that sometimes God will take you through the storm and rain to see
Ooh.
how bad it is you want what it is that you asking him for. And then if he takes you through that and he looks and say, okay, he or she really wants this. You made it through that test. Let me open up these doors of blessings, let them fall down on you. Don't make me preach
Oh,
don't make me
oh,
preach to these
look,
people
let's
today.
get our Bibles in the name of Jesus. This is no longer the confession. This is Bible study. Let me tell you something. If you stay faithful, he will show out. I look up and I say, God, all the time, like, ooh, look at you. You showing out. He's showing out right now in my life. So
Yeah.
he's real. And once people come close and realize that he is real, they'll start to see some things. Okay, we're going to jump on because we can start going there. All right. Is it because we're purposely trying to avoid change, which runs the risk of being stagnant and staying stuck in a rut? Ooh, basically saying, do we stay in these situations that know they're toxic? Because, the fear of change and being afraid to be stuck in a rut. That's some old school, stuck in the rut.
That's old school. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and be honest since we on here. I am terrified of change. I do not like when it comes to moving, which I adapt quick. And I'm friendly, so I meet people and, all of that's good. But change scares me. And it's like with change that also you have to incorporate the future because when you're changing, it's something getting ready to happen.
Yes.
And I am like, I just posted about this the other day, how right now I am terrified of my future because I know how I want it to look. And it's like the decisions that I have to make coming up, will it be the right decision or the wrong decision? But you cannot, I try to preach the same thing, which is one of the hardest things for us to do. We will preach to somebody else all day long, give them the perfect advice. But when it comes to self, we miss and forget about self every single time. And that's where I fall short. Every time.
Preaching to the choir. I could tell you everything you need to do. You need to do X, Y, Z. Start here, start there. And then when it comes to me, I'm like, I'm a Libra too, so we indecisive.
Yes. Could be in the same exact situation as somebody, giving them the advice, and then you looking back at yourself like, I don't know what to do.
I'll be the damnedest good therapist if I wanted to, but for myself,
but most of us are like that. And speaking of the topic of like change and being stagnant, I just had this conversation with my brother like a few months ago because he's an engineer and he works up in Virginia, close to DC, and he was talking about how he was thinking about maybe moving back to Alabama, which is where we're from, and which is where most of our family is. But he was like, well, I don't know though, because here at my job, I don't do absolutely nothing and blah, 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 blah.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, that's cool. It's good. You make good money. You don't really do nothing. I was like, but you cannot get stuck or get comfortable or stagnant. Anybody that was successful will tell you they did not get where they are by being comfortable. And sometimes right before God gets ready to bless you, he would make you so uncomfortable that you have to move. So I was telling him, I was like, sometimes you have to take that leap of faith. You have to change your surroundings. You have to do a lot of stuff you should always shoot for more. No matter how comfortable you get, how successful you feel, always keep shooting for more. So you cannot get stagnant. And I talk about this all the time because the town that I'm from, in Roanoke, Alabama, we only have 3 traffic lights. And so many people there consider like making $12 and $13 and $14 an hour like good money. And I'm like, how are y'all surviving? And it's more so, and even when it comes to the men or dating, because it's so small that people get so comfortable and stagnant and afraid of change because it's like, what else is here? What else is it that I have? And you have everything if you go after it. I don't care where you are. So being stagnant and that's been a motivation for me. I look back at people where I'm from, and I'm like, not at all saying I'm better than anybody or look down on anybody.
No,
But I
absolutely.
look at the situations, and I'm like, this will not be me. I will not get comfortable. I will not get stagnant because there's so much more out there that I'm deserving of and that I owe myself that I have to get out there and grind for it.
No, you nailed it. My last job many years ago, I remember a boss took me under her wings, and she was my boss. And she said, I see so much potential in you. I'm about to kick you out the nest. I'm about to lose my job. She's like, don't look at it like that, but you won't go nowhere. So I have to push you to the next level. She gave me my first car, and she told me, look, I'm going to give you 30 days, and I'm pushing you out the nest. And I found something else, and ever since then, in my career, I've been up, and up. But it took her to tell me, you are better than this. And she literally was about to fire me just off the strength of, you need to get out of the nest.
I'm seeing your potential. And a lot of times, other people will see our potential in us way before we see it. And the crazy thing is, though, even though you have the family and the friends there, it's almost always a stranger that really sees that and pushes that every time. Every
single time. Good. I'm glad we got through that. That reminded me. That bring that up. I didn't forget about her, but thinking about that, that's the whole reason why I'm where I am at now, because of the things that she said to me.
And you have to sit back and think about the people from your past and your teachers and people that helped get you to this point. Because like now with my fashion line, I always look back. Being in middle school in 8th grade, taking sewing class, I definitely never considered actually sewing. So now that I'm where I am to that level, I always thank my teacher, Miss Hales, for it, because even in moments like that when you're like, okay, let me just take this, I'll never use it again. And now here I am, a whole clothing designer making clothes for celebrities and everybody, and I'm so thankful to her. So you just have to thank people from the past.
Yeah, and I thank her. Miss Sharon Stone. Her name was kind of because it was like a celebrity. Thank you so much. South Stone Mountain, Lithonia Road, Easter Cab.
Shout out to Sharon.
Is it because of not wanting to be alone to end up finding ourselves addicted to social media, weed, alcohol, or sex?
Look, she like, oh my God. I will tell you, I haven't reached 30 yet. I'm 2 years away. And I have a fear of being alone. I would just tell everybody. Everybody is looking at me right now because I have all this stuff going, and they're like, oh my God, you're going to do this, you're going to be this, that. All of that happens. If anything that I'm doing pops off, I'm more than grateful to God and extremely humble for it. However, I will also be so content and will be more than happy at the end of my life if I can find my person, be financially stable, be able to travel and just be happy, like literally the simple American dream. I don't have to have the white picket fence, but everything else. I would be so content with that. But just like weed can be an addiction or drugs can be an addiction, sex, so are people. There you have these soul ties out here. You have just all types of things that will really get you tied to a person to the point that you just feel like you cannot let go. It's no life after that person.
Right.
And it is. It's just taking the time to figure out when is this going to happen? When am I going to find my happily ever after? And trying to pick up the pieces and moving on from somebody. And it's no time. Like, I want everybody out there to know there's no time frame on healing from a broken heart.
Oh man, no.
Because I told someone the other day, I said, sometimes it takes the same amount of time you spent loving somebody to get over them. Ooh. And I know a lot of people will say, somebody told me when I was trying to go through my thing, they were like, well, you might need to get under somebody to get over somebody else. Tried it, that did not work. I'm telling y'all now, when you really love somebody and you're really connected to somebody, I don't care who you meet, how good they look, how much money they have, how kind they are. Until you are completely over them, none of those characteristics will not matter. Look, let me drink my V8.
I'm gonna come from a different aspect with social media. I mean, anybody that know me know I did my thing. I was the Trilla queen.
Okay.
I made a few folks uncomfortable with my videos. Even my own kids, which Lord have mercy, I found out years later. I was like, why didn't y'all tell me? Because you wouldn't have stopped anyway. You're damn right I wouldn't stop. But no, seriously, I think I was obsessed with social media because I don't know what I was craving, that attention, because I wasn't getting in my relationship. So making these videos after videos after videos was, and I look back now like, oh my God, I did that.
Yeah.
I mean, not raunchy, but borderline OnlyFans, PG.
But listen, it's no shame in the game. Every day, we are all looking for something to fulfill something that we feel is missing. And everybody fulfills that in different ways. Like I just told my friends this week, I realized that anytime I'm really going through something or bored, not even bored, let's scratch that. Anytime I'm going through something and trying to keep my mind occupied, I post on Facebook all day. Well, I post on Facebook all day, and my friends will call me. They be like, "You all right?" Or, "Why you got too much time on your hands, man? What did you do?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in my feelings today, and I'm posting try to keep my mind off of it." Sometimes you use social media as like distractions, and
yes.
So I don't think, and sometimes some of us do seek validation, and I would say I was one of those. At one point, I was seeking my self-worth and validation through social media. For one, everything that I was doing as far as doing the acting and modeling, and that social media plays a big part when you're an entrepreneur and in the entertainment industry. And I was trying to get my likes here. The likes one day, I was like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And then I found I had this word, like, you don't need no likes to establish your worth and for you to know how much you mean to people, and none of that. Like, you don't, and I want anybody, especially the younger kids that are coming up, because now it's an even bigger thing. Like social media is like, you got to be popping on TikTok, Snapchat, and everything to be considered cool. And you don't need that. Like if you know inside you're a dope individual, you're loyal, you're fun, that don't matter. Like social media, people can be anything they want on social media.
Yes.
Half of it is lies, and so it don't matter. It really doesn't.
No, and weed, I know a few people that, obsessed with weed. These old weed heads, y'all got to understand, there ain't nothing wrong with smoking weed, but the chemicals that they're putting in these weeds with all these different flavors and just it's doing something to you people. It's chemically making people unbalanced. The violence, I think they're lacing it with something more than it's just weed, because weed is supposed to make you chill, and these kids are turned up. They like ticking. You know what I'm saying? Like they ready to go to war.
Let me tell you, one of my friends gave me an edible, and I thought I took the edible. I believe the damn edible took me. I said never, never ever again. No, ma'am.
No, it's doing something until they can prove it to these kids, and even grown folks out here still getting high. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Let me not bash nobody for getting high. Do what you do, but at the same time, if it takes you out of character, then even with alcohol, it's time to reconsider a different type of.
But even with that, with weed and drugs or alcohol, anything, when you're doing that, you're using that to fulfill something that you're missing, or you're trying to temporarily run away from something, because it's only a temporary feeling. Right. And it's nothing that a drug out here can do for you that self-worth and happiness, true happiness, cannot do for you. You won't need any of that if you really dig down and do some soul searching and find yourself and really be happy with life. Like, I'm one of those. And I go up and down with my mood sometimes, but like when we go to the clubs with me and my friends, we go out, and they're like, "You not getting a drink?" I'm like, I get high off life. I'm high off life. I don't need this to get out here and dance and have a good time. Like I'm lit by myself.
Right. So, and I've always known that about you. You always had a good attitude. I said, me and him, we not gonna stop after this play. You know what I mean? He cool.
We did say that.
You know what I mean? I said, you super cool, and it's just, I'm just glad I met you. I'm just glad I met you.
Oh, same here. And then we really did. We're not just saying this for the show. We really did say that. We were like, we got to keep in touch. And we have not done as good a job as we should have. But for the most part, like, we've stayed connected, whether it's just commenting on social media or whatever, a phone call here and there. But we have stayed in touch.
Yes. So. And I appreciate you for keeping that connection going.
You too. It takes two to tango.
Okay. Do we deal with the bullshit? Is it because of the possibility of rejection?
Yep. I don't like rejection. I'm telling you now, I do not like rejection. I am 28 years old, and in my entire life, as far as approaching somebody in person, I've done that twice now.
Ooh.
I do not do that because I am afraid of rejection. Mm-hmm. And oh my God, I hate to say this. I was just telling my best friend the other day, if these, I don't want to put it that way. Tyler Perry said it and they didn't get mad at him, so maybe I can say it. You know, he was saying in the play, he was like, you got to clap for ugly people. Come on, everybody got to clap for ugly.
I heard him say that. But I didn't.
I'm only saying that because I have some people that come in my inbox or even in person will approach me and I'm like, am I falling off? Like, what's going on? And I told my best friend this other day, I was like, if these people can approach us with all this self-esteem and they feel like they got the potential to bag us, we got to get that same confidence.
Yeah. No, you're right.
We have to have that same confidence.
You're right. I did that.
Everybody, don't get me wrong, y'all. Everybody is beautiful in their own way. I do not want y'all. I'm just saying what y'all be saying at home. Y'all be saying this at home with y'all friends. I'm just keeping it real.
No, that's funny you said it because when I went into the car dealership today and this lady's like, you're so pretty. And everybody just kind of look. I don't kind of like that attention, believe it or not. I don't. My boyfriend's like, why did you kind of? I was like, because she put me on the spot. You know what I'm saying? Well, what did she say? You ugly. I'm like, well, you know, he's like, do you think you're ugly? Are you crazy? I said, I don't think I'm ugly, but I've seen beautiful feet. He's like, whoa, what's going on here? So not to go too in depth, but the fact that I'm sitting here debating him, am I pretty or not? I said, wait a minute. What am I doing? Because the fear of me feeling like I'm capable of having this particular man. Like even with him, he's a man of stature. Like I didn't think I was good enough. And I'm just going to put it out there. And he was like, what are you talking about? Because the type of guys that I dated, you know, I don't know if I subconsciously dated guys that were kind of, I'm not permanent. I'm not putting nobody down that I ever dated, but just on a level where it was, you know what I mean? Not too far from what I'm doing versus someone who's doing a little bit way better than me to where I can kind of level up. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
Am I saying that right? I'm not trying to offend nobody. I just felt like I always dated right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just different insecurities and fear of dealing with the BS. That's all part of it.
And that's been me. Like I always feel like certain guys I look at, and I'm like, it ain't no way I can pull him. Right. And then I have to sit here and think. But what's crazy is guys that I think like that, and then when we finally end up having a conversation, they're like, "Why you didn't say that thing? You handsome as hell. Why you didn't say that?" And I'm like, you know, I don't know.
Right, it's crazy. But I'm working on that, and I hope you are too because you are gorgeous. Your body is banging. Like I can say that right. Is that too old?
Look, because you know the body yaddy queen is you. Because when we were doing that play, I said, look at her. It comes in everything.
I try to do my thing. I'm now when you get in your 40s, they say you ain't gonna care about nothing. Look.
And I promise you, if somebody looked at you and you asked your age, they would not say 40. So baby, you doing it.
Yay, thank you, Shamar. All right, moving on. We're getting through it here. Do we do a bullshit because is it routine? Is routine your devil, meaning doing something over? Like I'm OCD with something. Is doing something routine a devil for you, like your devil?
Actually, now with that, I get bored with routine.
Ooh.
I do not like the same thing over and over, which is why I keep telling people as creative. You know, first of all, let me tell y'all one thing about a Libra. A Libra, we
Oh yeah,
are
we Libra.
very, very creative. Y'all
Yes.
see us too? Libras, we are very creative and talented, like multi-talented. Most Libras I know are like that. So when you are dealing with people that are creative and are very artistic, routines, as far as I've seen, get very boring. Most of us that are like that do not want to work a job or work for someone else because it's the same thing over and over again. I like spontaneous things. Even in relationships, it has to be
Okay.
spontaneous. Like we can't be at the house every day doing the same thing. Like I'm romantic, so I like to pop up with this surprise date or okay, look, you don't want to go nowhere. Okay, you may come home. I might have a whole picnic set up in the living room. Like I don't like the same. I don't like that. I actually don't like routines like that. And I think that's why now I'm finding myself getting so bored with regular jobs.
When is your birthday?
September 27th.
So you right at the cusp. What's before Libra? That's a
Virgo.
okay. Are you on the cusp?
Technically, yeah, because Virgo, the first day of Libra season is the 23rd.
Okay.
So I'm like 3 days.
Yeah, you're a Libra. You're a true Libra because it's funny you said that because most Libras I know we're indecisive and we kind of like consistency. Like me being at home now, I don't know because I'm an older Libra. Because I used to be a time where I used to want to go, and tell my boyfriend why we don't have it, why we not doing this, and why we not doing that. Now I'm at a point like I'm chilling. You know, I'll go and do something, but I'm good. And when I'm good, like I'm chemically balanced, it's all good. When I'm not.
And I think a big part of that has to do with, for me, whether as far as like whether I'm going to be like a homebody or not also depends on like where I am in my stage of life as far as like a relationship. Because if I'm in a relationship, like I want to come home and be booed up on the couch and chilling every day.
Okay.
So I don't know. It just depends. Like, cause I have a friend that's a Libra, very artistic, does photo shoots, has her own magazine, all this stuff, and she's very spontaneous.
Okay.
And she's in her 40s, so I don't know. It depends.
Is she
like,
relationship?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, look at me doing this whole podcast in my 40s. So look, there it is, spontaneous. I did it.
There you go. We some go-getters around here as them Libras. Look at them Libras. You
got
Cardi B, Kim Kardashian, Ashanti, Jada Smith. We got some heavy hitters in the Libra gang. I don't know about the rest of y'all. Lil Wayne,
Keisha Cole.
Yeah, you know we got a lot of them. So
Usher.
There you go.
We born on the same day.
For real, okay. And look, and Lil Wayne is the same. Me and Lil Wayne have the same birthday.
There you go. So look, they you know what we doing here. Is it because are you stuck because you can't leave until you fix the problem? Woo, causing you to never leave. Are you the type of person like you trying to fix somebody over and over again and you feel like you can't leave until it's fixed? Are you trying to fix a situation or fix a problem when it's something that you just need to let go?
Probably right now. Yeah,
Ooh.
I have a tendency of in any situation of staying in a situation longer than I should, trying to repair damages or being this hopeless romantic or thinking that people will change. And I just told a friend the other day, one of the most draining things you can do for yourself is try to make somebody else change. It is so emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically draining.
It's draining.
You can't do that. The only person that is going to change is the person that wants to change for themselves. You cannot make any, or I will say this, a person will change if they love you enough to see what they're doing is causing your downfall. And if they are attentive to you enough, if they pay attention to you enough, if they really care and they really love you, they will change for you. Yeah. I tell people somebody can be talking to this guy that is known for being a thought his whole entire life, and they're like, oh, the girl don't date him because he X, Y, and Z. But if he finds the right one that he see himself settling down will change, that man will change.
He will change. He gonna change when he want to change, and for that person when he want to change. So don't take yourself through that. They're not changing unless they ready or they decide they want to change for whoever they are, whoever they with. I know a lot of women who train a man to be different and better for them to turn around and marry somebody else. Hello.
Oh, that is the worst, for you to feel like you have put all this time into somebody you have built them up, you have helped mold them into the person they are, and then for somebody to just come in and just take all the work that you put in. You will be sitting around, sitting back just like this, just mad, just
Yeah.
ready to kill somebody.
Yeah. You put in years and they get married in 90 days.
Yeah, they just come in and it's like they just swipe them off their feet and you just forgot about it. That's a hard damn pill to swallow. I'm telling y'all, that is a hard pill to swallow.
All right, so that's the end of the questions. We're gonna jump into the TikTok of the day. You know, I'm hitting mine with the TikTok because I still don't want to be, you know, I still do TikToks and I'm trying to push and let viewers see that side of me if they don't already know. And then eventually we'll get into other TikToks that I like and going through and kind of seeing if we can get some of these people on the show and get this thing going here.
Full as a jam at capacity. My passion's about to explode. I can't escape it surrounding me. I'm caught in a storm that I don't need no shelter from. Rain down on me, let your love full as a jam.
I said,
You are a fool. Oh my God.
I thought that was funny. That's an oldie but goodie. That one went viral too. I'm like, why? It seemed like the ones that I don't put no effort in go viral, and the ones that I just over and over and shoot over again, 3 views, 5. I'd be like, I gotta let it go. I know views is not supposed to be it. Like I said, I'm gonna change my mindset. It's not about the views. It's about doing what you want to do, getting your voice heard, and whoever wants to watch will watch. And you just continue to follow your dreams and follow your heart and just do what you want to do.
And that is so true. It's so true. But a lot of people that don't do like the things that we do don't understand why we stress views and stuff so much.
I know.
We are in the entertainment field and social media where views and stuff actually matter. Followers and all that stuff really real life matter. Like I was in the talks of signing a record deal with my group, and one of the first things they asked me was, "How many followers do you have?"
Are you
I had
serious?
to send them. I had to send them a form with a list of all the followers on each one of my social media networks, and they said something about I can't remember. I think it may have been my group member. Like they needed more followers. Like that's something they really look at.
That's real.
That's a
I heard that, but I didn't know
thing.
how real that was.
That is a real deal thing, and I've had like twice the opportunity to sign with somebody, and both of those, both of the people that were gonna, or the companies that were gonna sign me, asked me that same exact question, and I was like, it's so crazy. But that's why another reason why it's so many artists out here that don't have talent. It's so many artists out here that have ghostwriters. These rappers that have ghostwriters because they can't write their own raps. It's so many, like it's crazy because now it's popularity outshines talent now.
Right.
So it's, I mean, it is what it is. And what can you do?
You're right. Like my son does music. He writes his own music. He produces his own music. He does all of his music. He's an independent. He doesn't want to sign with a label unless it's something that, because he knows these little bad deals out here. And what I'm telling him, what I've always been telling him is you have to listen to your fans and you have to cater to your fans. And I'm trying to be transparent without being offensive. Your fans are not your African American. It's not your fans. You got people overseas. You have the Caucasians that listen to your music, and I listen to all types of music, and they're showing him love. You got to go to who show you love. You don't need to go to V103. You need to go to the rock, whatever, whoever's messing with you, or whoever's listening to your music and showing you love. That's where your fan base is. And he was like, I know, Mom, I put all this money to, for the DJ to play my song, and I go in these clubs and they don't play it because everybody trying to do what you do. They trying to figure out how they can come up, not you. So you got to go where you show most love. And once you figure that out and once you listen, be your mom, my mom, what do you call it? Momager, manager.
Momager,
yeah. Right. You got to listen to your fans. And he wanted to just, stay in this little circle and you know?
And I'm telling you, like now, because like I really believe wholeheartedly in the strangers will support you before people that you know. And
Yes.
like recently, so I posted this screenshot of something Cardi B said about she wasn't going to the straight clubs anymore because nobody wants to go in there, turn up, everybody just standing around, so she's going to party with the gays from now on.
Yeah.
And it's gotten like almost 700 shares on Facebook. And I started getting all these random friend requests, and we didn't have any mutual friends in common. I was like, where are these friend requests coming from? And I was like, I forgot about that status. So I've been
Mm,
going through just make sure it's not these little bot scam pages, make sure it's a real person. And I've just been accepting them. I would go, and there's people I'm sending my friend requests now that I know that are still sitting there. But I accepted these strangers because a stranger will support you faster than somebody that knows you, because people around you are so scared or have this vendetta or over you. I don't know what it is, that they're scared that if they support you, you're gonna come up before they do. I don't
right.
get it. It's the craziest thing. Even when it comes down to family, it's the craziest thing to me. So you're right. And even like I would wear an outfit or something, and I would get so much love from white people. Like I get so much love from white people when I'm out. They will stop me about an outfit quick. Black people, they just like, and it's not like I'm expecting it, but just saying, like, you know that when
Yeah.
you have been doing certain things and you start getting really attentive because of the stuff that you're doing, you pay attention to stuff like that, and
Right.
that's what your market is. You got to cater to cater to those that cater to you.
Right. It's not being funny. You just going where the love is at. You know, like my confession line. You know, I've reached out to several people. Hey, you know anybody? You know, confess. You know, just and it's not happening. But you know
Yeah,
what? It's gonna happen. But it ain't gonna be from the people who I asked to support me. It's gonna be from people that genuinely really want to see me win, or strangers that really need to call the confession line. All right.
and and
So
let me tell you, my biggest thing when I started doing modeling and acting was the fact I would always have my feelings hurt. All these people I knew, all these friends I have, as big as my family is, that I didn't have the support that I should have. I may have one or two people show up. And
wow.
I finally got to the point where I had to I had to come to the realization that a lot of people won't support you until it becomes beneficial. Even those that are close to you,
Woo.
they won't support you until it becomes really beneficial.
Yeah.
So you just have to remember those. I have a list in my head right now of people from social media that are strangers that have supported me more than my family
Me
or
too.
friends.
Me
And I've
too.
always said that when I get to where I am, those people will be rewarded and appreciate and I would show my appreciation in some type of way. But that is a real thing. And once I got okay with that and said I don't need y'all support, and I had to tell myself when I get there, don't look for my support.
Right.
Then I became okay. I became okay. Now I'll go to a red carpet event, whatever. I will go by myself. And be completely fine. I don't even
Right.
care anymore.
Right. Because at the end of the day, everybody worry about themselves, which you should, but at the same time, you got to show, we gotta look out for each other. Ain't nobody else gonna look out for us. And a simple calling 2 minutes to call to say XYZ or just support. It's
Yeah,
free.
free.
Speaking of that line, we're gonna keep it. The core of my show is my confession line. The calls are definitely coming in, so I'm gonna go ahead and play my skit on why I'm doing the show. Also, along with just getting some of my people on here and discussing relationship topics or any topics that that I know I have a list of things that people want us to discuss, and that's what I'm
Right.
doing.
Okay.
We all have our secret shames. The great thing about the internet is that we can hide behind a screen and say things that we would never say in a face-to-face conversation. My show is all about getting it off your chest and owning up to the past wrongs. While confessing hardly takes responsibility for one's actions, the very act of confessing can alleviate feelings of guilt and help people to get on with their lives. Confessing might even make you reflect on your own past transgressions. So, call *67 404 537 0030 to leave your confession. Let the therapy begin.
So there you have it. So I want to say thank you again, Shamar, for coming on my show and showing the support. I am so happy that this year is going good for you, and many, many more years to come that you're going to be happy. I see it. And you're going to find love if you haven't already. And you're just that smile, which is just amazing because your spirit, your smile, your spirit shines through from your smiles. And people say the same thing about me. And from another Libra to a Libra, we're going to be all right.
Yes. I appreciate you for inviting me. Day one since I met you have been this bright and shining star. Your energy, as I've always said, lights up any room. You made rehearsals really fun. So shout outs to you, Queen, for everything that you have going. I'm praying for more prosperous years that this show is going to take off, or you may have something else coming that you may not have even thought about that may lift up and take off from the ground. So praying nothing but success and happiness and everything your way. You're gorgeous and all of them. You have the
Oh my God,
personality to
thank
match, which
you.
is what
Thank you. Thank
a
you.
lot of people don't. So I thank you. I appreciate you for bringing me on.
Absolutely. Until next time, we'll see. Stay tuned to the next Christine Love Show.
Bye, y'all.